Hi, this is Guy from Project Portfolio Office, and this is another video in our capability series, and this relates to governance management. One of the capabilities PPO has is the ability for you to track governance. So every project in the portfolio will have a governance rag, and this can be set for different project types or different methodologies or different sizes or different PMOs using the same database. But ultimately, the governance indicators would indicate whether the project is compliant to governance, green, non-compliant, red, or partially compliant, amber. How this works is there's some business rules in PPO, and one of them is the create from template for governance requirements. And what that does is in the template project, template methodology project, or multiple template methodology projects if you want to apply different ones, it will preload the governance requirements that you've defined for your organization. In this case, this organization requires a business case in pre-initiating, a project charter initiating, a project plan and project management plan in planning, a deliverable sign-off in executing, and closure. And what it will do for every single project in the portfolio is look at the underlying documents in the document entity and indicate whether the governance is compliant. The governance indicator sits on the project entity, and in our case, we are currently in executing on this project, and it's green, so all the requirements up to before executing have been met. The gate ready indicator means that the requirements for executing have not been met and the project's not ready to go through the gate, and you'll be able to see this directly from looking at the governance report for that specific project. And you can see in this case, the business case, project charter, project plan, and project management plan are all approved, and therefore those documents are green. So it reads the information from the document section. So if I was to go to one of these amber projects as an example over here and drill into that specific report, you'll be able to see in that case, for example, projects that are not compliant, so in this case partially compliant, and you can see in this case we have a working document and a final version document over there, which is the reason why this indicator is amber. To support looking at the entire portfolio, PPO has a bunch of portfolio reports, and if I drill down into that, you'll be able to see the governance rag across the entire portfolio per phase. You'll also be able to see a landscape governance report. This is very useful when backfilling or initially loading projects into PPO and seeing which documents are missing, which documents are not yet approved, and which documents are approved. The gray ones will indicate, in this case, future phases where the document is not required. What PPO also supports is what we call flexible governance. So if you have the necessary access rights, you would be able to go into the governance requirements, and this is typically only for the PMO staff or the PPO administrators, and you'd be able to set the governance requirements for a specific document for a specific project is not required. You'd have to provide a reason for that specific governance waiver to the system, but what that would allow you to do is therefore receive a green, in this case compliant, for that specific document because it's no longer required. If you were to go back to that specific project's governance report and view it now, you would see that non-required compliance has been set. You'd see the reason for that, and that indicator would go green. So this is the way that you're able to manage and track and report real time on the governance of your portfolios. If you haven't yet followed our blog, please do that. It's very easy to do that. You can do it directly from the system or from the website. You simply subscribe using your email address, first name and last name, and we'll keep you up to date with all our product enhancements and latest client news, and you'd be able to follow what we're doing currently in PPO. Thanks very much for watching. We hope you found this capability video useful.